Hi, my name is Leah Zeiger and I'm the founder of the Sunflower Project. And I'm here to tell you about our latest project called #DemandToBeHeard. This project is aimed at getting survivor stories out there in the world in any form possible. That means writing, dance, photography, video, singing, fine art, sculpture. My goal is to have 100 survivors share their stories with me by the end of 2016. The point of this project is twofold. The first point of this project is to give survivors a safe space to share their stories. This world is pretty hostile towards anyone who wants to share an ugly story of abuse, manipulation, violence, and it has become increasingly difficult to come across someone who will welcome you with open arms and tell you, "I want to hear your story." I want to tell survivors that it's okay to be a survivor. It's okay to own your past, and it's okay to share your story. We must stop living under the farce that no one wants to hear our stories because they do, and they demand to be heard. About a year ago, I decided that my story demanded to be heard. Me and my father sat down and created a film called Untold, in which I shared my story with him and subsequently the rest of the world. The reaction I felt from these people who watched my film was incredible. People told me that they thought I was brave. People told me that they thought I was fierce. People told me that they thought that I was doing something that no one else has done, which is true, because the world tells us that they don't want to hear our story when really it demands to be heard. Our stories are valid, our stories are important, and our stories are true. You see, I think the reason we find it so scary to tell our stories is because there's a select few out there who don't want to hear it, and they speak louder than everyone else. But they are wrong. I understand that hearing from somebody, "I don't want to hear your story," can be crushing and terrifying. But it doesn't mean that that is the perception we should have of the rest of the world. The reaction I got from people proved to me that not everyone is like that, and people do want to hear your story. Part 2 of #DemandToBeHeard is to create a force, a strength in numbers, to tell people that we will speak out and we will no longer be silent. So many rapes go unreported and so much abuse goes unreported, partially because people don't know they're being abused, and the other part is because they're scared to tell their stories, which is understandable. However, we have to change that in order to get these people to stop abusing. If you knew for a fact that the person you were abusing would speak out against you, would you do it? Of course not. But these people know that the chances of their victims speaking out against them are slim to none. That we must change. By sheer force, #DemandToBeHeard will provide a platform that brings together over 100 survivors and their stories and will prove abusers terribly wrong. Let's stand up and say no. We will fight back. We will speak out. We will not let you do this to us anymore. If we can convince the world that they will no longer get away with this, we are that much closer to ending this kind of violence. If you want to submit to #DemandToBeHeard, go to www.towardsthesun.org and click on #DemandToBeHeard. There you'll find the submit button and just follow the instructions. I will respect your privacy. If you don't want this to be submitted to the rest of the world, I will keep it confidential and will not tell anybody. If you want to submit it with a pseudonym or anonymously, that is totally fine. Or if you want to include your name, that's great too. I will follow your instructions, no matter what. To all the survivors out there, let's show people that we're not afraid of who we are. Let's show abusers that they can no longer get away with this. And let's demand to be heard.